Okay, I'm Stratton Kraft, Kraft Family Dairies out of Fort Martin, Colorado. Today we're strip tilling with our SoilWarrior on one of our farms that's going to get ready to go into corn silage production. Kind of what we're playing with everything in here is we've got our sulfur prescriptions loaded up in our tractor here, and we're also running a flat rate, 10-pound flat rate of Risomax unit. We've got everything from the airbag control valves, so we can watch the pressures. We can also adjust them here in the cab for behind the cart and on the wing. And we're not running them today, but we also have our air trash whips from Martin Hill on here as well. We're controlling all of our scales, so that way we can see and cross compare all of our product that's theoretically coming out and what's actually coming out. That's one of the beautiful things about the SoilWarrior, is that it's exceptionally accurate as long as you did your pre-work correctly in calibrating it. We also have the Visium low flow sensor that we can either run with our fertilizer, or if we're planting seeds, we can also run that too, and it'll tell you if you got a row that's plugged up or not quite running the way that it should. We're stripping in a circle, so that's a little bit different than most strip till guides. We cut our corn in a circle, plant in a circle, do everything in a circle. We shave quite a bit of time off of field work and our harvest and plant times by going in a circle. So we can shave off about half the number of passes going in a circle. If they can figure out how to remove the pivot, I just make it one long run and it can give me a spiral track. That'd be awesome. Our farming operation. So my family, my mom and my dad we own Kraft Family Dairies, and first of all, we're a dairy. We milk right around 6,500 head 3 times a day, and then we also raise all of our own replacement heifers and do all of our calf rearing ourselves. We farm about 1,200 acres. About 1,000 of that right now is in corn. The rest of it's in alfalfa. That's kind of one of our cropping rotations that we do over the years. So about every 5 to 6 years we roll a field out of alfalfa and put it into corn, and take another farm and put it into alfalfa and take it out of. One of the things that we wanted to talk to you guys about today is how long we've been in strip tilling, why we strip till, what made us choose SoilWarrior and ETS. So to jump right into it, we've been strip tilling for this is our second season strip tilling at all. We got into the strip tillage realm of things because we had a bad experience with some of our cover crops and planting straight into them with our corn planter. We ended up with a lot of seed to root contact, where we were planted straight on top of the cover crop rows, and had some poor emergence, and that took a pretty serious hit on our corn production yields. And we really liked how the strips came out on the SoilWarrior, and our intention is that we strip in the spring. That way we've got a full growing cover crop all winter, and in the springtime we can still maintain some of those cover crop strips in between our strip till runs, so that way we have some wind coverage, and we're also keeping a lot of our micro biology and our fungus and bacteria growing constantly. That way we're not totally wiping them out in the springtime, starting from zero again. We really like the SoilWarrior for its ease and maneuverability, being able to have the guidance on the cart to where we can make it so that the 3-point planter that we're running follows in the same row, and we're running 16 rows on both our planter and our SoilWarrior here. If they can't track the same, they don't have some issues that doesn't make it worthwhile to be doing some of the stuff that we're doing. One of the other big pushes for why we got the SoilWarrior compared to any of the other units out there is that we were able to put a single machine together where we've got all of our dry products. We've got 3 bins. We've got the 2 big bins and then the micro bin, which is what we're running our humic out of. We were able to put, SoilWarrior's done a fantastic job of being able to put together a machine that is a one-piece setup where you're not having to go and buy the strip bar and then buy a Montag or something else that you can cart behind you to move your dry fertilizer with you, and it gives us enough capacity that for some of the prescriptions that we're running, we can pretty close to make it a full pivot, full quarters with one full load on here, and be pretty comfortable. But it does give you the versatility to run 3 or more products if you're blending them, 3 products if they're individual, at the same time, and be exceptionally accurate with where you're wanting your fertilizer and how you're wanting to manage that. It's been a really great benefit for us because it gives us a lot of versatility, which is one of the key factors as to why we like being able to have the system that we have with SoilWarrior. Is we just have that maneuverability. This is a simply complicated machine. Complicated in the fact of the amount of thought process that went into it to make it 100% right. Complicated in the fact that you can do so many things with it, and if you want to add on or take away, you can do that on the fly for the most part. And it's very, very well thought out machine. Simple in the fact that loads of prescriptions, calibrate your machine, set it and go. Not really much to worry about as long as you're paying attention to the way you're operating, and your breakdowns are very minimal, if any, for a season. I think SoilWarrior's done a fantastic job of figuring out the ins and outs of what goes wrong, what does a better job. It's a heavy, expensive machine, but in the long run, holds up better than some of the other models that we've seen, and just gives you a lot more peace of mind when you can set it, that it's right, and just go and knock stuff out. You have the versatility too to be able to run at a higher speed, and be able to see the difference that the speeds make in your strips, and being able to cover ground a lot faster. That's a big deal for us, is the efficiency. And if we can knock out 40 acres an hour across 1,000 acres, that puts time back into our pocket and our schedules, and we have to run any any slower or be restricted on a speed because a pump or a motor doesn't quite have the capabilities that the SoilWarrior has. That doesn't help you pay for what you're doing. Time is money.